Coach, you couldn't have scripted a better start for your group. What's impressed you the most about what you've done so far?
Just guys making plays. We challenge people, all week. We got to go make plays, and that's what our guys are doing. Like, we're not surprised. We beat this team by 24 points last year.
Foreshadowing is a literary device in which
different leagues.
But snap!
To win, you gotta not lose.
Welcome back to the bullshit. Coming into this week, there were a ton of questions that needed to be answered. Who the fuck was going to be the Group of 5 representative? Who remains alive in the SEC after Saturday? Will the ACC even have a team in the fucking playoffs at this point? The bad news for you crazy bastards is that these questions and many more remain unanswered. Well, maybe one got answered. But the good news is things are becoming far more clear as we enter the home stretch of the season. How about you hop on this roller coaster and subscribe to the channel? The goal of 10,000 subs by the national title game is still looking very strong, but we have a ways to go still before we hit our goal. Join our shitposting crusade as we continue to raise hell and open cans of verbal whoop ass on college football every week. Now let's get on with the video. The battle of the wagon wheel is on. Akron comes in, the two-time defending champs in this battle to determine the Lord of the Flies. We give these two shit a lot, but it's literally the only trophy either of them will play for this season. The only thing Akron has had to celebrate over the last few years is this goddamn wheel by knocking off their neighbors 17 miles away. Kent State hasn't had fucking shit at all, going 1-23 over 2023 and 2024. That said, they are beginning to recover this season, but it's still a long road ahead for the Golden Flashes. Akron gets the party going early with a field goal to lead 3-0 and got a stop on Kent State the following drive, but muffed a punt that was recovered by the Flashes and gave Kent State excellent field position, allowing them to score a rushing touchdown and take the lead 7-3. Akron takes the jab and delivers an uppercut to the jaw as quarterback Ben Finley leads Akron downfield and into the end zone to retake the lead. Kent State responds to said uppercut with a kick in the balls.
7-yard line. DeShields, clean pocket, deep man, open, here it is, down the sideline, DeRellis Clark is gone.
After watching one of their corners get burned to a fucking crisp, Akron gets revenge by damn near mossing one of theirs.
Breaking out towards the sideline could make sense. Pressure coming, Finley going end zone for Williams.
It's 17-14 as we start the second half. Kent State comes running out of the tunnel and into the end zone with a 43-yard touchdown pass. Akron tries to respond, but Ben Finley proves why Akron was the best he could do for college with an interception. Kent State makes the Zips pay dearly with another damn touchdown pass from quarterback Drew DeShields. The scoring continues from Kent State as DeShields tosses another touchdown early in the fourth to lead 35-17. Kent State has not only come out and stood up to their rivals, but beat the ever-loving fuck out of them in the second half. And Akron could do nothing except roll over and die like they often have throughout their history. So much for the three
playmakers at receiver. Little pooch kick and it's recovered and it's Williams. Oh my goodness!
Wait a damn minute, is this fucker about to be tied? No, there's no way Kent State blew an 18-point lead within a quarter. They suck, but they cannot possibly suck that hard.
On this possession, and they'll need the two-point conversion if they can get in the end zone. Israel Polk hangs on. Flags coming.
They at least prevent the two-point conversion, right? Right?
His ability to be able to football out of this formation. Finley, hand to Patrick. They flip it. They throw it.
What's better than Tuesday night action? Tuesday night action after dark.
Mr. Krabs, I wanna go to bed!
Kent State is pissed now, and on the first play, the Shields fires it into the end zone to take the lead. Akron has to respond.
He threw it to Finley on the two-point conversion. Finley, last chance, throwing short, incomplete! Unbelievable! Kent State wins it!
It should not have taken overtime, but Kent State has won back the legendary wagon wheel from Akron, denied the Zips the three-peat, and for good measure, they slammed that sumbitch on Akron's midfield logo to remind us that rivalry week is going to be filled with people bitching about flag planting once again. Oh boy, I can't wait for that. Oh boy, you mean to say I need to talk about Notre Dame and fucking Pitt on my YouTube channel? No, I ain't doing it. You cannot force me to talk about two teams that I despise to the point where I have no way to be completely impartial. Not gonna fucking happen. You know what? This might actually be useful for once. Infect my computer with all the fucking malware, tree.
So here it is. The biggest game for Pitt football in a good bit. Insufferable Irish invading Pittsburgh like it's the mid-19th century. Pat McAfee coming home with ESPN Game Day. Aaron Donald's number being retired with a who's who of Pittsburgh in attendance. There's one problem. The Panthers are now ranked. Real ones understand when that happens, they immediately fall apart and forget how to football competently for long stretches of time. Notre Dame showed us bandwagon Pitt fans the reality of life. They're merely a second fiddle program that exists to get their asses kicked by the real teams of college football. The Panthers had no answers whatsoever. Notre Dame's offense potent for long stretches. Their pass rush relentless. Mason Heinschel looking more like a freshman than a revelation. Complete and thorough annihilation where Sweet Caroline's gutted with her organs floating down the Ohio. But wait, what am I saying? Pat Narduzzi said this game doesn't matter. It's not a conference game. The results are meaningless, just like your entire coaching tenure at Pitt. They didn't lose by 100, but it sure as shit felt like it. Nothing is pure Pitt like giving us the highs of a pick 6, only to immediately surrender a pick 2. It was that kind of game. The Irish continue their suffocating quest for CFP revenge, and Pitt gets another trip to the Compass Bowl or some shit like that. They still have the Compass Bowl these days. It was a Pitt Invitational for years on end. I didn't believe they'd win. I was hoping they'd at least keep it close, but well. It was good to have those 5 minutes of hype at the start. Notre Dame will see you when the Buckeyes kick your ass in the CFP again.
We now join our regularly scheduled programming already in progress.
South Florida now takes their turn to defend their spot in the college football playoff rankings. Last week, Memphis was smited after being proclaimed the chosen one, but I mean, come on. This is USF. They're better than Memphis.
Off to the races. Alex Tescott to the house, and Navy on the board first.
Oh yeah, they're playing the United States Navy. Blake Horvath, who will one day be dropping bombs from his airplane, is currently carpet bombing the USF defense both on the ground and in the air. I don't know if USF tried to fuck with their boats or what, but I haven't seen the Navy this pissed off at a group of Florida men since the Civil War. Byron Brown was still Byron Brown and was doing everything he could to keep the Bulls in this game, but as we know, one man cannot fight the US Navy alone. Thankfully, the USF defense finally got some stops in the third quarter to slow down the midshipmen and allowed the Bulls to mount a comeback late. The problem is that the Navy proceeded to unload a bombardment on USF, scoring 17 points to stave off the resurgent Bulls offense. In the end, it was the mighty midshipmen who were victorious in this battle. A critical victory for them that gets Navy one step closer to a conference title and potentially a goddamn playoff spot. Everyone was freaking out earlier this week about a long shot ACC title scenario that involved Duke winning the conference but missing the playoffs, meaning the ACC as a whole would miss the playoffs. But imagine this far more realistic one. Navy wins out, wins the American, makes the playoffs as the group of 5 team, but then loses to fucking Army on December 13th. College football playoff can't remove them if that were to happen, since Selection Sunday is the day after the conference title games, but before Army-Navy. If you want to see a true shitstorm, that's the forecast for it right there. USF, thank you for your sacrifice in the name of chaos.
It's official. You suck.
Really? Really, Aggies? You decided that you were going to do this bullshit now. You go into Death Valley last week and beat LSU so bad it became Kyle Field East. Their coach and athletic director got fired before Halloween, and break the Texas 8-4 memes, but fucking die against South Carolina on your own field? I've heard of battered Aggie syndrome, but this is beyond that at this point. You are losing 30-3 at the fucking half. It's so bad, even the police are trying to stop South Carolina at this point. Where is your fight? Why is this even happening? Whatever the hell it is, it's apparently terminal. No SEC team has come back down 27 points to win a conference game in more than 20 years. Save your yells, red asses, this shit's over. You probably ain't making the SEC title now.
Well, they keep getting him involved in the run game. He'll throw it here. And he takes a shot, and it's caught for a touchdown by Isaiah Williams. Back to throw again. Stepping up, taking a shot, and it is caught! Buffa Roman, touchdown, Texas A&M! But now off schedule after the holding call. Back to throw off play action from his 3-yard line, and it's caught! Buffa Roman running away from defenders. Will they catch him? They finally do as he's tripped up. Reed, 8 of 11, 2 touchdowns in the second half. He'll step back and fire. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Borkature makes it a 1-score game.
What the fuck is going on here? What in the fuck am I witnessing? Texas A&M came out of the locker room and went on a 21-point run and are a touchdown away from taking the lead. South Carolina had a 95% chance to win this ball game and are now fighting for their damn lives because the defense shit themselves into a fucking coma.
They're now inside the 5. Smith, the ball carrier. He's into the end zone for the touchdown, and the game is tied. A&M can take the lead with the extra point.
Look, on the bright side, South Carolina fired Mike Shule after their debacle last week. Shane Beamer, it's time to unleash the primary weapon of the Cox. Lenora Sellers.
Blitz coming. Sellers gets away from the defender. Takes off. And sacked again. Back inside the 15 by Lane. 4th down.
Your weapon misfired and went 3 and out. So much for the...
Behind him, the ball's loose. And it's recovered by South Carolina inbounds.
I don't know what the fuck this game is on, but I'm calling the nearest rehab center in College Station and admitting all these fuckers. South Carolina has been given a golden chance to save the upset bid and knock the SEC out of whack completely. Come on, Cocky, do this shit.
Sellers steps up. Taking off. Down he goes. Turnover on downs.
I can't believe it. A&M survived because South Carolina choked it all away in less than a quarter. This is not just a regular choke job. This is the supreme choke job. Cocky choked so fucking hard, people were giving a Heimlich maneuver to their damn fans. This is what you get for having the son of legendary Frank Beamer on your sidelines? Being embarrassed on a national stage year in and year out? I say they should just fire his ass at this point, but $30 million is too big of a pill to swallow for the Gamecocks. He's going to get 1 more year after wasting the career of Lenora Sellers, one of the most talented quarterbacks they've had in a long time. It was all for naught. Even if he comes back next year for 1 more go, I doubt they're going to do anything and have any success with this fucker as the head coach. As for A&M, they are hooked up on life support after every bone in their body was broken, but they will live to fight another day. At least it's not the same old bullshit, right? Oh my fucking God. Aggies, I thought we were past this. Wait a minute, why do we need to go to Boston? Let me guess. Georgia Tech's defense is hemorrhaging points so hard that Bill O'Brien's Boston College got the jump on him. Would I be correct? Boston College is exploiting cracks in the Jackets' defense that are the size of the Grand Canyon. How about giving up over 500 yards of offense to a 1-9 football team? Feel good about those playoff hopes now, boys? Didn't think so. Once again, Tech must rely on Haynes King to come in and save the fucking day, except he didn't. It was the combined efforts of Haynes King, Malachi Hosley, and Jordan Allen dragging this team to the finish line by rushing touchdowns. Despite the comeback in the fourth quarter, the touchdowns ain't enough. Boston College has continued to gash this defense and still lead by 1. Thankfully for Tech, Boston College has as much depth on defense as a Dr. Seuss story and don't have the energy to stop the Jackets' high-powered offense. A 13-play drive that chews up the final 4 minutes of the game brings us to this, an opportunity to win a game by field goal. No pressure.
He's season to go for the block here now. Snap, spot. The kick is good.
Seriously, are we going to see a team not find a way to bullshit out of a loss this week? Georgia Tech should have lost, but instead they remain atop the ACC for now. I guarantee you, Miami is still going to be in the playoff rankings next week, thanks to you bozos nearly drowning in the fucking harbor. True contenders don't have close shaves with the fucking butt chin. Whatever, just play Nicolas Cage and let's move on.
Coach Key, what did we just witness?
We won the game. We got a lot of work to continue to do.
He usually sprays the ball out 2-0 with him, and this into tight coverage, and he throws a pick. A rare scene here in Cincinnati.
First play, you're doing this shit, Bearcats. What happened was what was expected. Cincinnati has finally hit the fucking wall. A season with a surprising resurgence that had everyone thinking the Bearcats had finally gotten it together for the first time since Luke Fickell took them to the playoffs. Now, it's nothing more than broken dreams and a pile of beer cans over on Clifton Avenue. The rushing attack was annihilated completely, and Brendan Sorsby, who has been the savior of the Bearcat offense this season, might as well have been wearing a trash bag because that's about as well as he played. 2 interceptions and under 200 yards passing. The exact opposite of Arizona's Noah Fifita, who is having a record-breaking season with the Wildcats. This win allows Arizona to go bowling this December after missing bowl season last year. Meanwhile, Cincinnati just saw their Big 12 title hopes go up in flames. While they're probably more fun to watch than the Bengals still, the Queen City must now look elsewhere to find our next championship. Come on, UFCC. I'm not sorry at all, I fucking had to. This battle of mid was too good to pass up. In Lansing, Michigan, probably the second to last city you ever want to visit in the state besides Detroit, Ethan Grunkenmeyer and Alicio... Hang on, how the fuck do you pronounce his name?
Milivojevic.
Alicio Milivojevic face off in the backup quarterback matchup of all time. This legendary shit stain will be broadcast live on CBS because they just love getting bent over a fucking barrel by the Big Ten with these shitty-ass games, don't they? Missed the SEC yet? We get some shots early as Elijah Tolliver rushes 57 yards into the end zone for the touchdown. Katron Allen responds with a touchdown of his own, and we're tied at 7. This was the moment that good football died and really shitty football began. 3 and outs, 4 and outs, 3 and outs, and 4 and outs that were only interrupted with a Michigan State field goal and a Penn State touchdown in the second quarter. If you took a nap between the second and third quarters after that, don't worry, you didn't miss a fucking thing. We now rub our eyes in disbelief as Penn State finally puts together a halfway decent drive on offense that results in a touchdown to extend their lead 21-10. Michigan State would try to respond, but just pisses their pants. Penn State proceeds to let Katron Allen do Katron Allen shit and score another touchdown to pretty much ice the game. Penn State has finally won a Big Ten conference game, and nothing of value was gained or lost from it. The game happened, it's a statistic. Michigan State now falls into the pit of death, and we move the fuck on. Somehow, there was still a path for both of these dipshits to make the playoffs coming into this game. On a soggy Los Angeles Coliseum field in November, a rematch of the 2003 Rose Bowl East begins, with Iowa scoring 14 points on USC. No, that's not an error. The elements actually allowed their offense to work for once. USC does not like this much and finally gets into the end zone themselves to cut the lead to 7. But Iowa will not fold on offense. The attack continues as Mark Gronowski finally begins to look like the quarterback he was touted to be for Iowa. Fuck, he even caught a touchdown pass in this game. Iowa is cooking while the Trojans are melting. A couple field goals was all they could squeeze out before the half. However, quarterback Jaden Mayava finally got the Trojans moving with a touchdown to get within 3 points of the Hawkeyes. Speaking of the Hawkeyes,
that ball picked off. It's the freshman Jakeem Stewart off the deflection.
The offense vanished as quick as it appeared. The interception sets up a USC touchdown from Brian Jackson to finally give the Trojans their first lead of the game. Iowa continues to pull out gimmicks and trick plays to try and fool the USC defense, which works but not well enough to get into the end zone.
Go in this game. And Gronowski will take a deep shot. Caden Nugent looked like he got pushed out of bounds. And that's the ball.
Iowa dies in the Coliseum. No thanks to a game-losing penalty committed by one of Iowa's assistant coaches. What a fucking moron. No, I'm dead serious about that. Also, because USC outscored Iowa 26-7 to end the game. USC still isn't going to make it to the playoffs, but mathematically, they still have hope. Or delusions disguised as hope. Not really sure which one, to be honest. There are 3 guarantees in life: death, taxes, and Georgia making the Longhorns their bitch. They should have renamed this game the Gunnar Stockton Show, because that's exactly what we got. I don't know what else Texas could have done coming into this game to win. They had no more injuries, they were fully healthy, and Arch Manning seemed to have been turning a corner the last few weeks as well. Then they go to Athens, and he reverts back to what we were seeing before. Missing his targets, getting rushed out of the pocket, and not having any impact on the game at all. Do you want to rely on rushing now since everyone's healthy? Good luck trying to do anything on the ground against the goddamn Georgia defense. Hard to say you're an offensive guru when you can't score more than 10 points against top 5 opponents, Sark? Speaking of defense, god damn it, that defense is just atrocious. Giving up 350 yards to Georgia and 4 goddamn touchdowns to Stockton is absolutely disgusting. One thing that Georgia also has besides Texas: balls. Big, massive balls. Because who the fuck would be calling an onside kick early in the 4th with the damn lead just to show the Longhorns who the fuck is boss? For the 3rd time in the last 12 months, Georgia has proved Texas is not back. Georgia is undefeated against Texas, going back now to the 2018 Sugar Bowl when Bevo tried to run down UGA like it was GTA 5. The only thing you fuckers might be good for now is knocking off A&M, because in terms of the playoffs, your freshly whipped asses are out. Make yourselves useful and knock off the Aggies from the memes, will ya? And now, once again, it is the fastest 3 minutes in all of college football. Y'all know what part of the video this is now. It's rapid fire. God damn it, Ohio. Why do you always try to be like Ohio State? You don't have to lose to teams from Michigan, you know. 45-3. Holy Jesus, Huskies. What the hell did UMass do to piss you off? Exist? Fuck both of you. This wasn't a game. It was a disgrace to all things football. I refuse to put this in the main list because it was so bad. I would call it Sickos Bowl 9, the one where we all die, but that would be a shit stain on the good name of the Sickos. Do you know how shit you have to be for a fucking sicko to cringe? Do you?
Louisville, you're a poverty football program! Motherfucker! Don't even hate you, and this shit made me hate you!
My bad, we got a little off track there. Back to rapid fire. Row, row, row all you want, but Nike U just made you their bitch. Who's your daddy, Wisconsin? Indiana is 11-0, and the Big Ten title game is all but locked up for Sig 10. The beatings will continue until morale improves. Also, get healthy for the love of Christ. We got Michigan in 2 weeks.
He's had the real flu. Underwood. Underneath. And it's intercepted. Wow. Down the sideline.
Please beat Michigan. Please beat Michigan. Please beat Michigan. At least the Cubbies are lovable losers. You guys are just fucking losers. Relax, ACC. Doomsday will not come to pass. Your conference is still a fucking train wreck, though. Of course they blew it. That's all they're good at. Wait a minute. Kentucky beat Tennessee? Oh, wait. They beat FCS Tennessee Tech. Oh, okay. At least they beat an undefeated team? Wait, you mean to tell me Texas State didn't kick their fans in the balls this week? How in the fuck are you not dead, Pirates?
I have no idea.
Can you please not play down to competition for 5 minutes? How ironic that a defensive coach can't fucking defense. Good God. You know how this goes by now. Oh, no, hey, look, Purdue's about to win a game. Play the clip.
I like trains.
Can we please put these bastards in the playoffs now? They just beat App State so bad, Child Protective Services were called on the parents for taking their kids to the game. Congrats on being 7-3 in your first FBS season, Missouri State. You won't go bowling because the geriatric fucks at the NCAA won't allow transition schools in, but hey, congrats. Well, time to fire Mike Loxley, Maryland. Ain't no way he... What the fuck? Hey, look, it's Michigan Light. Wait a minute, how in the fuck did you lose to Sam Houston?
Scoring offenses in the Mountain West. Here's the handoff on the ground, running towards the end zone.
Desert Rat Dan Mullen is 8-2. Keep on enjoying him while you can, Rebs. He ain't staying for the bowl game. Okay, seriously, is anybody worth a flying fucking Conference USA? You ever seen some pissed off Mormons? Scoring 44 on TCU is about as pissed as it gets. Thankfully for the Aztecs, their gods were appeased by their sacrifice of the pale blue horses and remain at the top of the Mountain West for the moment. And now, the final game. I honestly came into this one thinking Alabama was going to give Oklahoma swirlies in the toilet like a high school bully. But it turns out the abused weird kids at the SEC were carrying a metal pipe. Alabama approached them on their own turf and got whacked in the head so hard they went into a fucking coma. Speaking of comas, prepare for the moonshine coma because Billy Bob and Cletus are back. DJ, hit the banjo. This week on Dixieland Destruction, Kalen DeBoer forgot the goddamn black hoodie and thought a black shirt was just as good. Turned out, it worked about as well as putting scotch tape on a moonshine still to stop a lake.
It was the only tape I could find, Billy.
Shut the fuck up, Cletus. I'm still pissed we lost that damn batch. Anyways, that Ty Simpson looked damn good all season after that stroke he had against Florida State. When in this sumbitch, he crashed so hard, I thought Jalen Milroe had come back from the NFL to fuck us over again.
I thought he was a good quarterback.
You would think that, you inbred motherfucker. Anyways, everything's falling apart towards the end of the first half. We even missed an easy as hell field goal. But I'm sure that DeBoer feller chapped their asses in the locker room because now look at that Alabama offense. They ain't laying down to die against the Sooners like last year. They're coming back. I mean, this comeback is moving about as slow as Mammy fucks, but they are going to lead soon enough. Don't you worry.
Billy? Why do you know this?
Shut the fuck up, Cletus, and mind your shit, boy. Shoo-wee, Roy, roll damn tide. I knew we were gonna come back. We had some damn tough ones this season, but this is how the fucking Bama. We ain't losing at home to the damn Sooners. What do you mean it's only the third quarter?
Two receivers wide to the east side. Line gets there and forces a fumble. Free ball and Oklahoma has it.
Oh, Lord Jesus, help me. At least we held them off and kicked the field goal.
They now have the lead, right?
Shut the fuck up and eat your glue, Cletus. We needed a stop and we got one. Now Ty Simpson just needs to get the Tide in the field goal range. That shouldn't be a problem, right?
Will they bring that pressure? Yes, they do. Heineke trying to blitz. Simpson throws. Broken. Peyton Bowen. What a day for the Bowen brothers and the Oklahoma defense.
No. Well, that ends this episode of Dixieland Destruction. Join us again next week as we beat the hell out of some FCS team before playing in the Iron Bowl. At least we ain't eliminated from the playoffs or the damn SEC title, right, Cletus? Oh, come on now, Cletus. Let's go get some of that shine and make it all go away, alright? And now, a moment of silence for those football teams who will not be allowed to go bowling this December. May the harvest of recruits and transfers be fruitful, and the NIL money be bountiful. This is the way. Alright, so before we end the video this week, it is at this point in the season with just 2 weeks left, we must check in on the conference races. So let's break this down in alphabetical order and try to make some sense out of it. Coming into this week, Navy, North Texas, South Florida, Tulane, and I'm not shitting you, East Carolina, all had viable paths to the title. South Florida's loss effectively eliminates them from the title game at this point, barring some crazy bullshit, but we're still going to include them here on the graph. Navy isn't on cruise control yet, though they got the corpse of Memphis next week. That said, their most likely opponent currently is going to be North Texas if they win out, as the Mean Green only have one loss against South Florida. However, Tulane and yes, East Carolina remain in the hunt should any of those teams lose in the next couple of weeks. Despite what the playoff committee says, Miami is not in any way involved in the hunt for the ACC title right now. They need a lot of help to get them there. With 2 conference losses, they would need everyone else to completely go to shit to even have a chance to even make it in, and even then I still don't think they'll get in. Louisville and Duke losing this weekend completely eliminated them from the picture, which leaves Virginia, Georgia Tech, Pitt, and SMU. Tech by far now has the easiest path to make it to Charlotte. You beat Pitt and you're in. Really easy. Virginia is the next favorite, as they need to beat Virginia Tech, but they also need SMU and Pitt to lose one more game each to clinch it. Pitt, SMU, and Miami can still make it in, but they need to win out and see various combinations of the other 2 teams losing in order to get there. Thankfully for the ACC, the playoff committee would likely let any of these bastards in at this point if they win the title, so doomsday has been avoided. This one is a lot more simple than the first 2. Indiana hasn't officially clinched yet, but with them sitting idle next week and the only remaining game being against Purdue, you might as well go ahead and pencil them into the title game at this point. That said, win and they're definitely in. Ohio State currently is also unbeaten, but sits behind Indiana since they have 2 conference games left and need to win both. Neither team can really clinch a title game spot until the final week, as Oregon has just the 1 loss to Indiana and could sneak in on tiebreakers if one or both of the top teams fall. Meanwhile, Michigan and USC remain long shots, but they could still make it in if they win out and some crazy bullshit happens. USC does play Oregon this weekend, and Ohio State has to face Michigan next weekend, so it's not impossible to still see everything go to hell. The Big 12 is a whole lot simpler than last year, thank God, but still has some weird bullshit that could happen. Texas Tech should be able to lock it up, but if they somehow finish in a three-way tie with BYU and Arizona State with a 7-2 conference record, it's actually curtains for them. Despite losing to Tech last week, BYU also controls their own destiny still. But again, they need to win out and avoid a pile-up with the other two lost teams. Utah, Arizona State, Cincinnati, and Houston all need to win out and hope untold chaos gets their asses in somehow. Jacksonville State now controls their own destiny after taking out Kennesaw State this week. It also has created a three-team logjam with Kennesaw State, Missouri State, and Western Kentucky for second place. However, Missouri State cannot compete for the conference title thanks to being in transition still from FCS, which leaves us with Kennesaw and Western. Western Kentucky and Jacksonville State have a showdown on the final week of the season, which could wind up being loser goes home if Kennesaw State wins out. We will need to see what happens next week to get a clearer picture there. In the MAC, Western Michigan has the lead in the conference, but don't fucking ask me about their dance partner, as we currently have a 5-team pile-up for second place, and everyone is pissed off about it. Come back to me in a week and I might have some kind of an idea as to what the fuck is going on here. In the Mountain West, San Diego State losing really fucked them up last week, but the win over Boise State gets them back on track. Sadly, we have another massive pile-up for second place with Fresno, Boise, New Mexico, UNLV, and fucking Hawaii all trying to make their claim. Again, let's just leave this be. We will check back on it in a week and see what happened. This is way too fucked up right now. For the Pac-12, it's thankfully simple, but still horrifically stupid. Oregon State remains in the lead over Wazoo despite only winning 2 games total all season. Game 2 out of the 2-game series in Pullman will be winner-take-all for the Pac-12 in a few weeks. We will revisit this again in the run-up to the final week for obvious reasons. The conference is eating itself alive again this season, but unlike other conferences, a decent chunk of the teams will likely make it out of this mess and make the playoffs, regardless of what happens, as long as they win out, of course. A&M remains on top by the skin of their teeth and can clinch a berth in the SEC Championship if they win out. Alabama can still get in and reach the SEC Championship if they beat Auburn in the Iron Bowl, and Texas beats A&M, or Mississippi State beats Ole Miss, or some tiebreaker happens between them, Ole Miss, and Georgia. Georgia can reach the SEC title game if Auburn beats Alabama, or if Texas beats Texas A&M, or if Ole Miss beats Mississippi State. Georgia would win a 3-way tie with Alabama and Ole Miss based on winning percentage in the SEC opponents. Ole Miss, they can reach the championship if they beat Mississippi State, Texas beats Texas A&M, and Auburn beats Alabama, so complete chaos. If it all came down to a 3-way tie, more than likely than not, Alabama's not going to make it in. The only conference left with divisions is actually the Sun Belt, and thank God, because this makes it a lot easier to figure out the mess. James Madison is currently unbeaten in the East Division, and with second-place Coastal Carolina losing to App State on Saturday, they have officially clinched a spot in the title game. Out West, it's a bit more complicated. Southern Miss was in the driver's seat, but their loss to Texas State suddenly puts them in danger. They must now win out to stake their claim. Otherwise, Arkansas State or Troy could sneak into the final spot. That's all for this week, guys. Special thank you to UrinatingTree for collaborating with me on another video. Go check out part 3 of the National Championship Series if you want to see where he collaborated with me the first time. Also, a special shout out to a friend of mine who just dropped his first music single on Friday. Check out Glad Hand's new song, More to Say. Available now on Spotify and anywhere else you're getting your music from. Here's a sneak peek now of the song. Link is in the description below if you want to hear the full thing. I'll see you crazy bastards next week.
I'm getting back to what I let go, 'cause now I know that this is where I belong. Tried to run, but now I've come home. I'm finding hope in righting all these wrongs. I know that I've got more to say than I had yesterday. I just gotta find a way to start again.